Hi, welcome to 100% LCFC. My name's Phil, and it's good to be back. It's Monday night, it's 8:30, and we're live on what we call the Fanzone. And it's been an interesting weekend, again, being a Leicester fan. Always keen to see what people think after that sort of match. It's been very positive up until Saturday, and I think a lot of fans were thinking that things were looking good. If you've want to put a comment in, let us know. Hi Reese Taylor. Reese is watching. Good to have you here, Reese. What are your thoughts, Reese, after Saturday? Bailey is watching. Hi Bailey, how are you? Always keen to get people's views in there. Evening to Jason Mills. What are your thoughts, Jason, after Saturday's game? There's a few bits I'm going to talk about. Chuck it out there for you all. Richie Collins, get behind Claude Puel, says Richie. Fair enough. Hi, Lee Chappers. Chappers is watching. How are you doing? Lee's been putting out some good podcasts, some great stuff. Hopefully you click on the links and have a listen to that. Matthew Bond, hi, how are you? Terry Payne, good to see you there. And Baz Short, lots of hellos in there. Lewis is watching. If you guys want to like and share the video, that's always brilliant. Nobody predicted the win a pizza from our pals over at Peter's Pizzas. Nobody got the scoreline correct, so I'll set this up. Can you see that there? Hopefully you can see that. Peter's Pizza box of pizza. I've got a footballer in there, obviously a Leicester City footballer. So we've got 2 pizzas to give away tonight. Let us know which Leicester City player do you think is in the pizza box. So that's dead straightforward. So put the comments in who you think it is, and I'll give that away. I'll come back to that in a bit. Lots of hellos here. Pule out, says Dan Hall. Anthony Howard, how are you, Anthony? Anthony's done some great videos, which I'm going to share tomorrow from the match, some fan chats, which would be interesting. So go and follow Anthony at LCFC_Boyer. Obviously go and follow Lee Chappie on Twitter. Reese Taylor is saying, fight Medan. That doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry, Reese. Hello to Joseph Allen. Here's my first topic for you, and I did put it out there on Saturday. Jamie Candy is in the pizza box, says Richie Collins. No, it's a Leicester player. Just a Leicester player is in this pizza box. If you get it right, I'll pick one of you out. Hi to Dan Shearer. And Reese has gone a Pule out. A few Pule outs probably going to come in tonight's show. I was quite pleased to see Jamie from the Fox's Arms yesterday, watched his show live, and there wasn't really not many negative comments, which I think is fair enough. Anthony Howard saying, Wes is done and has been since we won the Premier League. That's my first thing. Do you know what? I watched the match on Saturday, and I was sitting with my lad there in the family stand, and we chatted. This was even at half time, and we said, unfortunately, Wes I'm a big Wes fan from the past. He's done brilliant for us. But really, for me, he should be a squad player for Leicester now. But my question, and I put it out there on 100% after the match, is in the summer, and this comes down to who's making the signings, in the summer, we went out and spent about £35 million on centre-backs. We bought Johnny Evans for, 3 or 4 million? Benkovic for about 13 million, was it? And Soyuncu, I think, was like 16, 17 million. That's 35 million pounds on 3 centre-backs. And not one of them is anywhere near the first team. Benkovic we put out on loan. I think he's got himself injured. Soyuncu can't communicate. Whatever that nonsense that means. Soyuncu can't communicate, so he's not near the team. And apparently didn't play well for the under-23s last week. I didn't watch it, all of it. I saw bits of it, but wasn't brilliant for it. And then Johnny Evans, who, Wes is keeping Johnny Evans out. So that's my question to you is, why did we go and spend, who signed £35 million worth of centre-backs, none of which are deemed good enough to be in the first team? So my question to you is, why didn't we just go and spend £35 million on one centre-back, one really good centre-back, who would support the other really decent centre-back we've got, which is Harry Maguire? If Johnny Evans isn't up to it, why sign him? If Soyuncu can't communicate and isn't up to it, why sign him? If Benkovic, why did we sign Benkovic to loan him out straight away? What is the point in that? And if anybody says, oh, we're buying for the future doesn't come, Soyuncu's out, Benkovic is out on loan. So that is my big question. I'm going to read your comments. I hope some people have been putting some comments in there. But my big first question is, why spend £35 million on 3 centre-backs, none of which can make the first team, and a 34-year-old Wes Morgan is deemed better than any one of them. Who's made those signings and why? And why is one of them out on loan? And why is one of them can't communicate and one of them isn't better than Morgan, apparently? So I'm going to go to some of your comments. Reese is saying Alfie Mawson was available for 15 million. Why didn't we go for him? Reese, I think that's a fair question. I'm sure somebody's going to mention Ben Gibson as well. Paul Spilling says Wes Morgan is one tackle away from a red card every game. He lunges it into tackles and players have sussed him out. I think that's fair enough. Joseph Allen saying we've got to stop calling for Puel out. Wes is too slow and should go to the Championship. I think Wes would be fine as a squad player. I think Wes would be fine. He'd step in, play the odd Premier League match, certainly play some of the cup matches. I've got no problem at all with Wes Morgan being at Leicester City still. I think it's fine. Great older head to have around the dressing room with some of the young lads. I think Wes is great. But my question is, why did we spend £35 million on 3 centre-backs, none of which are good enough to make the first team, apparently? Why not just buy one? Why not buy one decent player? More of your comments. Sam Perkins says Morgan holds Puel hostage and makes sure Puel plays him. Well, that's Sam's views. Chris is saying Almondroyd is in the pizza box. No. I'll give you a clue. It's definitely a current Leicester City player, somebody in the Leicester City squad. It's not Almondroyd. Anthony says Benkovic looks great, should play him or wait. Yeah, I don't get that. Somebody explain to me why you go out and sign a centre-back and then you loan him out. Why? What is that? And that is I am struggling, because if you say, well, it's to give him game experience, I'd go, well, don't sign him then. Sign a player who can play in the Premier League. We're not. It's not like we're new to the Premier League, is it? Reece says here we haven't got anyone better than Morgan at the moment, apart from Maguire. No, I think you could be right. I think Reece could be right. That's what I'm saying. I think they think Morgan is better than Evans. Morgan is better than Soyuncu. Morgan is better than Benkovic, and we've loaned him out. But that's my point. That is absolutely my point. Why have we done that? So Mendy is the only player who would fit in the box, says Anthony Howard. No, it's not. It's not really in there, Anthony. Obviously, Ebora is in the pizza box, says Bailey. It's not them. Neil, you've been quite funny here. Neil Ryan says it won't be a Nacho in the box because he never makes it into the box. What was that about on Saturday? He did look like a bit half-arsed with that, not really making the burst in there. Ian Miles says because we signed him for tomorrow, not today. Well, again, that's part of what I'm talking about, Ian, because if I was Claude Puel, which clearly I'm not, but if I was Claude Puel and the manager, knowing that I'm going to be under pressure from game 1, and here we are game 8 in, and he's still under pressure. If you read the press at the weekend, they are still saying that Claude Puel is the most under pressure manager in the Premier League. And they're talking about people like Brendan Rodgers still being linked with Leicester to come in. So Ian was saying why we've signed them for the future. Who signed him? Because if I was Claude Puel, I'd be going, I want a Premier League quality first team player centre-back. I don't want players who are going to come good in 1 or 2 years, because let's be honest, Claude Puel probably won't be at Leicester in 2 or 3 seasons' time, whatever happens this year, because look at the most successful manager in Leicester's history, Claudio Ranieri, was kicked out under a year after winning the Premier League. So, there's highly unlikely that Claude Puel will see somebody come in, loan him out for a season, and then the fruition of that investment. So that's why I ask, who is signing these players and who is okaying it? Going to get back to some of your comments in here. Jean Reese says Puel needs to play Albrighton more often for all the match. He has proved how good he is. I think it's an interesting one. I'm one of Mark Albrighton's biggest fans, so he would make the team sheet more often than not for me. I'd probably pick him every week. Baz is saying here, just trying to read Baz's full comment. Oh, Morgan out, says Sam. Reece Taylor says we need a right back and a target man. Reece, that's another good. I mean, to be fair, I am agreeing with Reece again, because I would say, I think he's got a point. I quite like what Amarty's doing. I quite like it. I'm wondering whether Amarty would be better at centre back, or I don't know. I know if I look back at some of the videos we did towards the start of the season, I know I've slated Amarty and said I don't think he's good enough. I actually think in some of the matches he's looked okay, but knowing again who's signing the players, because we knew last season we needed a right back, didn't we? We all knew that as fans, that we needed a right back, and we all knew, we could see that Simpson was probably not going to get much game time this season. You saw that, didn't you? We saw that, and yet we didn't go out and sign a right back. Well, we thought we did, because I don't know Ricardo. I don't know what he is, what sort of player he is. I've seen a few YouTube clips, you know, but we've signed him and he doesn't look like a right back. And yet I think in the summer we all thought, oh great, we spent 20 odd million on a right back, or a marauding right back like Pereira, Ricardo, and yet he doesn't seem to want to. It doesn't seem like he is going to be a good right back. So did we not solve the right? To me, it looks like we didn't solve the right back position, and we didn't solve the centre back position. Why did we not solve that over the summer? We all knew last season that they were positions we wanted. Yeah, Reece, I know. Well, I'm agreeing with you, because the other point that Reece said is we haven't got a big man up front. And again, I was saying that last season, but a plan B. Saturday, I'll tell you what, I was literally fuming on Saturday. Again, we're sat in the family stand on the 92nd minute. We're a goal behind, as you all know. The ball goes out for a goal kick. Kasper puts the ball down, and we've got 120 seconds left to score a goal, and he rolls it out 15 yards to Chilwell, who messes around with it down the side, and then loses the ball. And in the end, I think it went out for a corner or something. Though anyway, we lost the ball. I'm just like, who is telling them to do that with 2 minutes to go? Who is telling them that? Because for me, that's when you need plan B with 10 minutes to go. But we didn't have a plan B. We brought Gazelle on. You know, it was never a change. There was no change of tactics or pace or chasing the game. The closest we got to chasing the game on Saturday was one corner with 4 or 5 minutes to go where Kasper goes up. That's plan B. Shove Kasper up for one corner. That was it. That was the closest we looked like. A few talking about Nathaniel Klein from Liverpool. Obviously, that's January transfer window talk. Anthony's saying that he'd like to see him there. Reece is saying I think Slimani would have been decent. I was certainly not Slimani's big fan. Not Slimani's fan at all. But I'd have kept him as a plan B for 10, 15 minutes if we need it. I cannot believe we don't have a plan B. Gavin Reeds is saying Maguire up front the last 120 seconds, plan B, or Brighton at right back. Well, Brighton's not a right back. That doesn't solve your right back position, if you ask me. Bailey Finmore is saying, yeah, Pereira isn't a solid right back. So Bailey, like if Pereira, if Ricardo, is he Pereira or Ricardo? I like to call him Ricardo. If he isn't a right back, who's our right back? Because it just so happens that he's not playing Simpson, so he's dropped Amarty into that position. So we didn't. For me, we didn't solve that. We didn't solve a right back position on over the summer, and we didn't solve the centre back position, and we didn't come up with a plan B. And we're very limited on strikers, if you're honest, because Iheanacho's blows hot and cold, and more cold than hot, if we're honest. God, I feel like I'm really grumbling tonight. I feel like I'm really grumbling, and I'm trying not to. Sam Perkins, yeah, you could be right, saying Ebora could be the plan B. Never tries that plan B, though. Mitchell Glover saying our plan B was Okazaki. It's not much of a plan B, is it? You take up what you're going to do, take off one of the smaller, you know, the smaller strikers and put Okazaki on. Okazaki, for a start, Okazaki doesn't score. So he's not going to come on and get you a goal. I'd never think here comes Okazaki who's going to score us a goal, because statistics tell you he doesn't do that. A a few more of your comments here. Maddison being put out to the left wing was pathetic, says Steve Finch. Gary Neville available in January, says Gavin. Yeah, Reece again. Oh, bloody hell! I'm. You know, Reece is saying Darnell Johnson was decent pre-season. He did. I've seen him play. Looked all right, but pulled out. And here's another question: has anybody seen Diabate? What's happened to Diabate? He's not injured, is he? Just not gone anywhere. Anyway, listen. Let's come back to the pizza box. Don't forget. There's a Leicester player in this pizza box because nobody got the score prediction right, because obviously all you Leicester fans, just like me, I think I predicted Vardy in 2-1. Everybody predicts a Leicester player to score first, and everybody prays and hopes that Leicester win. So, you know, there's a Leicester City player hiding in here. He's a current Leicester player, there's a clue. And, yeah. I don't think I've seen anybody mention his name yet. So one of the current Leicester players. And see what you think there. Anthony's saying Inacho is lazy at times. Dan Hall is saying Slim is on loan. Yeah, I know he's on loan. But again, we've loaned him out. You know, let's have a plan B. If it's Ibora, let's have it. If it's Slimani, let's have it. If it's shove Harry Maguire up front for the last 5 minutes, let's have it. But we're 2-1 down and we're playing passy football out from the back. That's not a plan B, and that's not chasing the game. That was just annoying. Well, it annoyed me anyway. Bailey's saying, I'll be right back, just got to go. Go to... Oh, he's going out to find some info for us. Baz Phoenix saying, Pule looks like the guy from Happy Days, Fonzie. Mitchell Glover is saying, it's not that, but that's how Pule works. Ellis Greaves saying, Diabate not good enough. Maybe he's not good enough. But again, I don't know, I've seen flashes from Diabate. I think he might be good enough. But he's been nowhere. It's suddenly gone off the radar. No signs of Diabate. So, I mean, I guess I feel quite annoyed tonight that I know we're 10th. And I'd say that's probably okay. And I know we're down through to the last 16 of the Cup, which again is okay. That's okay. So I guess my glass is really half full. I'm always trying to be super positive on things. But I did walk away from Saturday's match feeling really quite annoyed at 2 or 3 of the things, mostly signings, and where we can still look like we're a couple of players short. But they're the same couple of players. I think we know we needed a right back. We know we needed a centre back. We know we needed a striker stroke plan B striker for when Vardy's either not injured or it's not working. And I think that's what we needed. I think that's what you lot thought we all needed over the summer. And it doesn't feel like we've hit that at all. Let me go back to some of your comments. And don't forget the good old pizza, who's in the pizza box. Imtiaz is saying Diabate can't get in the team no more. Doesn't seem to. Diabate's in the under-23, says Steve Finch. Diabate is so magic. He has disappeared, says Anthony Howard. That's fine. He's certainly, Diabate is not in here. Nor is Inacho. There's another one. Nor is Okazaki. So who do you think is in here? Nor is... Madison's not in here either. So who do you think's in there? Stuart Field says, Pule's idealistic, pure footballing style is great if you have the best players, which we don't. I think you've got a bit of a point there, Stuart. I think at times some of the football I've seen this play on Saturday was good. There's good football out there. It's nice. You know, it's a bit yawny at times as well watching it, crabbing around. You know, it's not that hard to pass it around the back line when the team is sitting deep and not going to come and try and get it off you. That's not that hard to have a lot of possession, but there's times where there's some nice football, some crisp football, some nice passing. So I see what Pule's doing. I get frustrated when we can all see him. Well, for me, Saturday needed 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go. We were 2-1 down with only 10 men. we might as well lose 3-1 and try and make it 2-2. That's my logic. That is my logic. A few more of your comments here. Joanna saying we've got near enough a whole second team combined on the bench and sitting in the stands. Yeah, we've got a good squad. We were saying this the other week. We have got a good squad all round. I just think we've probably got. Personally, I think we're a couple. We're at the still a couple of players short, which we knew we were over the summer. That's my logic. If you can like and share this video, that'd be great. While we're just doing this, always helps us get people watching. Imtiaz is saying he correctly predicted us to lose 2-1. Imtiaz missed a negative on that prediction. I'm pulling you up on that. But you were right. Dan Hall is saying it's Maddison in the box. Dan, I've just said it's not Maddison. It's not Mr. Maddison in there. And Reece Taylor, good guess, saying no more. Dan Shearer is saying Pulett's deluded, I reckon. This is not turning into a Pule rant, but did anybody else listen to his post-match interview on Radio Leicester? God, does he say anything that makes any sense? I was driving while listening to him, and I have to really concentrate on driving and trying to listen to his long post-match mumblings that don't. We turn to each other in the car and go, "What was that last 5 minutes of words?" They were just like words in a. Well, it's not even a sentence. It's just words that go after each other, and you go, I don't think I knew anything more after what he says. So I don't want to slate Pule, but post-match, it's not very interesting and it doesn't seem to add up to much. But put in your comments, let me know, what do you think to his post-match views? I am really starting to go into a bit of a moan on the whole thing, which I don't want to. Ella Greaves says, Chilwell in the box. Well done, Ben Chilwell. He's been called up to England tonight. Hopefully you've all seen that. Fair play to Ben Chilwell. I was slightly surprised he wasn't called up again after. I mean, he plays every week in the Premier League for Leicester, and not every England player can say that, can they? You know, when Derby have got a player in the England squad, I think blooming Chilwell should be getting in there. Plan B, says Steve Finch. Get Pule off the touchline. Total waste of time. What was all this note passing as well I've heard about? I didn't see any. My eyes aren't good enough from the family stand to see notes being passed. But I've heard there was notes being passed to Mendy or something. Did anybody see that? I wonder what it said. Forget Plan B, says Dan Shearer. We don't even have I think he's going to say Plan A. No, we do have a Plan A. Steve Finch is saying Diabati's in the under-23. Why have we loaned out Barnes to Albion? He's playing fab. I get that one, because Harvey Barnes wasn't going to play that often maybe for Leicester, and it's for him, that's better, that's progression. He gets game time, he gets confidence, doing really well. That's what we want with Harvey Barnes. Benkovic, I get it, but why buy him if he's, Harvey Barnes is coming through the development squad, and this is part of his long-term development with us. He's cost us nothing or next to nothing. I don't know if we paid anything for Harvey Barnes, but we're taking him that way. That's long term. I get that. That's what you do with the academy lads. But do you go out and Leicester, the sort of club who go out and spend £13 million on a centre back, Benkovic, and then go, oh great, bring him in. Oh, let's pass him on because he'll be good in a couple of years and he needs some loan time at Celtic. It's like we needed a centre back today, because if we didn't, we've got Wes in there, and for all his positives that Wes Morgan's done for us, he's in danger at the moment, Wes is, of Leicester fans falling out of love with him, because that was an accident waiting to happen on Saturday. You could see it. There's no need for him to be tackling their players on the halfway line, in their half even. The one before that I thought was a bigger yellow card, when he went in, tackled, shoved one of their players flying down onto the AstroTurf. That's going to hurt. Let's get back to some of your comments. Casper in the box, says David Hull. But yeah, that's what I say. That's at the moment, that's Plan B. 90 seconds to go. Get Casper up there. It would have been good to have got Cancelo or Cedric for right back. Both fairly underrated players, says Bailey. That's a good point. Ella is saying to help him improve in. Yeah, which is what I'm saying about Harvey Barnes. I do get loaning. I do get why we're doing it, but I don't get it why we're buying somebody and then loaning them out straight away when we know we need somebody in that position. That just seems bankers. Oh, I've just got it. People saying Casper in the box. I thought you meant Casper in the penalty box. It's not Casper in this box. It's not Casper in this box. There's another clue. Jamie's watching from the Fox's Arms. Hi, Jamie. Great show yesterday. Thanks for that. Really enjoyed it. Dan saying owner's motivation is to be a top 6 side. I get that. Well, we're not at the moment because we're 10th. I think I'm right in saying. Should have signed Mitro, says Anthony. Hi, Tom. Sorry I couldn't get you on, Tom. I was late back from work, so had to just quickly dive on via this system and not the big system. Hence why we haven't got any guests on tonight, so you're just having to put up with my blathering, which is why you see me going off on a bit of a splurge on the fact that we spent 35 million on 3 centre-backs, none of which can make the team. I think just buy one who can make the team. Also, why didn't we buy a right-back? Also, where's plan B? Why did we get rid of the big strikers or not sign a big striker? As in, big. Should have spent Mahrez money on Sahar, says Steve Finch. Made me laugh. I hope. Did you see Mahrez's penalty yesterday? Mr. I won that penalty. I don't know why I'm doing that accident. And puts it down and blasts it over. I'm sure we were all in tears for him. We were all in tears for Riyad. Thank you, Riyad, by the way, for everything you did. But we are going to laugh at those sorts of things because we are Leicester fans. And you did leave us in the end to go off to your big club. And when you mess it up like that, I'm afraid we are going to laugh. If you're Algerian and watching, don't have a go at me. It's just football. It's banter. We're allowed to laugh at things like that. Ella is saying it's definitely Chilwell. In the box, this is. Last few guesses for who's in the Peter's Pizza box. Who would you bring into the team in January? Says Scooby Baz. Scooby, that's a good call. But do you know what? I'm not paid to be Leicester City's scout, so I'll let other people answer that. There's been a few in there. Anthony Howard said Mitro. Nathaniel Klein as well, a few people mentioning him. So there's some good things. Dan Hall, good shout. Dan Shearer, you need to look to the future, but we really need to worry about now, and it's Mendy in the box. Dan, that's exactly it. This is what I keep saying. As a club, we do need to look to the future. We need to build. We need to be stronger, position by position, over a long term. But if I'm the manager, if I'm Claude Puel, I need us to be good now, today. My job as Claude Puel is to not only keep us in the Premier League this season, which I think he's going to do that, but it's to push us upwards and onwards. Push us towards Europe, push us to a cup final, push us into 6th, 7th position. And I'm not sure over the summer that we've done that for the short term, because Benkovic and Soyuncu, let alone Johnny Evans, Benkovic and Soyuncu is 27, 30 million pounds worth of centre-backs who are not good enough to play in the first 8 games, and they're not good enough to play in the next few games by the sounds of it. Paul said after the defeat to Everton, when he was questioned by Ian Stringer, String said to him, so Wes is out, there's going to be an opportunity then for a centre-back. Puel answered saying, yes, Johnny is ready to come in. He didn't say Soyuncu, he said Johnny is ready to come in. So again, he knows who it is going to be in. Ricardo in the box says Mandy. Ella saying, I'd much rather have the ball than the other team have the ball and possibly score. Yeah, no, I'm not criticising the play. I'm just criticising at the moment at this point, the fact that I feel perhaps the summer signings weren't quite as good as we all hoped for, because we signed 3 centre-backs who don't seem good enough. I don't think we signed a right-back. I think we signed another winger in Ricardo, which means that all Brighton ends up on the bench, and I was more than happy with Mark or Brighton in there. So, and we signed Gazelle again, another winger and we got Damari Gray. We seem like we've got quite a few wingers. I don't think if we sat down in the summer and said we need another winger, you lot would have said yes, you're quite right, we need another winger. I think you'd have said No, get us a striker, get us a right back, get us a centre back. That would have been who I think it was. When Gray's fit, he needs to play as a striker, says Lewis. Well, I've seen him play there once, and I wasn't impressed, Lewis, but who knows? Steve Finch saying, what has Ward got to do to get a Premier League start? A few people on Jamie's show yesterday were perhaps questioning Casper being a bit flappy. I thought Casper was all right on Saturday again. I'm not thinking that Casper's not good enough at all. I think he's all right. That's my opinion, though. Wonder what, this is Jamie saying this. Jamie saying, wonder what happened to Silva, my favourite player. I've got to be honest, I was in Curry's at Foss Park last week. One of my jobs, I have to go and do stuff around the shops. And I was in Curry's and walking around in the middle of the day, and there I suddenly turned around and it was Silva literally like this there with his better half, I will say. They were out shopping, obviously. And I nearly stopped him and got the camera out and said, should we have a chat? But then I remembered that I'd been not very complimentary, Jamie, either about Silva. And I'm sure he hasn't watched any of our stuff, Jamie, so I wouldn't worry. But I suddenly thought, I'm not going to chat with Adrian Silva. I didn't know what to say to him apart from, is your bum warm on the bench? But I didn't think I should ask that. Okazaki in the box, says Bailey. Silva in the box, says Anthony Howard. Jason is saying we have players who are attack-minded players, but they're not players who can play the possession passing football. Okay. Gary Wigston, Wiggo, saying Ben Chilwell is in the box. You're wrong, Wiggo. So, unlucky there. And Terry Payne saying, I had to turn the radio off before I fell asleep on the motorway. That was to the Claude Puel. I know it's dire. Why don't we try and play Fuchs at right back? Says Jake Fillmore. Not sure enough about that. Chris Paul is saying, is it Rudkin in the box? No, it's not. Oh dear. Get your final predictions in, because I need to put. I'm dribbling on. It's gone 9 o'clock. Get your final predictions in. Who's in the pizza box? Last one's the first. Let's see who it is. I'm going to just see if anybody's got it yet. Oh, I'm not. Come on, get your guesses in. Told you. Joanna said she'll bring her boots to the game. She'll get on the pitch. Maguire played 15 games at right back for Hull. Okay, that's interesting, Reece, but I don't think we want him to not be anywhere where he isn't. Still think we'd have got a draw if Morgan didn't get sent off, says Sam. Yeah, totally. We were in that game. Everton are a decent side, decent draw. That would have been. We could have pinched it, but the Morgan. I'm not. I just, Wes Morgan. If he hadn't got sent off, I think we were right in that game. We were right in that game, weren't we? All the way through. Sigurdsson, that was a great goal. We did clap that. I've got to be fair. That was a magnificent goal right in front of us. So fair play. That it wasn't like they scraped in a jammy winner. They to win it, they had to score a real Bobby Dazzler. So now then, all these people guessing. Anthony Howard says Morez's penalty landed in his garden. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Ella's saying she called Chilwell in the box first. No. Come on, keep getting your guesses in. I'm going to do a slow reveal to see who it is. Okay, you ready? 2 pizzas. I'm dragging this out. I know. Here it is. There you go. It's Harry Maguire. I did say earlier somebody got it right. Harry Maguire. So let's have a look through. You're all going to be frantically now typing in Harry Maguire. Let me find out who has got in there. Wow. Oh, I'm trying desperately. Loads of people gone for Morgan. Let's find somebody who's got it right. Come on. I know I saw somebody get it right earlier. I know, one of you got it right. What I'm going to have to do is, there's been that many comments, which has been fantastic. I will flick through at the end and pick somebody who did get it earlier right. I'm trying to remember who it was. Well, I'm still scrolling and I can't see. But I know at least two people did get it right. Dan Hall, just found it. Dan Hall got it right. Well done, Dan. 2 pizzas for you. He says, way back, if you scroll back, he guessed Maguire was in the box. So well done to Dan. Thanks to our pals at Peters. Thanks to these guys. You know we have to thank them. Because they help us buy the equipment and that so that we can do this. And thanks mostly to you guys for watching. Sorry if I lost it a little bit, moaning about centre-backs and right-backs and plan Bs. Just frustrating when I think you can see it from the sidelines, can't you, these things? I'm sure you lot can see it. Thanks for watching 100% LCFC. It's obviously international break, so we'll be keeping an eye on Ben Chilwell, Harry Maguire. This guy, Maddison, who was a bit quiet on Saturday. Didn't want to get injured for England, if you ask me. I never said that. Anyway, thanks everybody who's been watching. If you can like and share the video. My name's Phil, 100% LCFC. See you next time.